We're heading to Portugal today. Let's take a look. So today we're going to be looking at a sporting tactic. Now, this one took me a little while to deal with. There was a version that was in use. This tactic, by the way, is created by FM23, another one that we've seen time and time again. We've covered a lot of his tactics, but he had a previous version. I did the whole thing for that version, and then the day that I was about to record it, he came out with a new version. So I scrapped everything in the old version. This is the new version. Sadly, there's still nothing in the description, and the old version has been taken down. The old version, I believe, did have some description in it, basically saying that this is about the 4-3 or 3-4-3 formation style tactics of Sporting Lisbon, mainly focused on transmission and control, simultaneously combines vertical tiki-taka, counter-attacking style. If your inner forward is a left foot, ... That's all I could get because the page was taken down. And unfortunately, like I said, he did not transfer that description and information into his new, into the new version 2. It looks like he does use Austro-Vienna as his tactic, as the base of his tactic. There's a picture of Arsenal in there as well. So he's done some good work with them. He's brought them to the tops. We're going to see how it does with our 3 teams today. But again, this is version 2 of the tactic. You can't even find version 1 anymore, it doesn't look like. But starting with a sweeper keeper in attack, wide center backs in support on both the left and the right, a libero in support centrally, a wing back in attack on both the left and the right, segundo volantes on the left and the right in support, inside forward on the left in attack, inverted winger in attack on the right, and an advanced forward up front. It is a positive mentality. In possession, fairly wide attacking width, play out of defense, passing directness is shorter, tempo is slightly higher, low crosses, work the ball in the box, and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. But as we always do, let's take a look at our 3 teams, and you can see Wolves in 4th with 66. A little bit higher than average, probably about 10-ish points higher than what I normally see them as. Newcastle at 64, it's kind of average. Tottenham a little bit lower, on the lower side of average at 62. So really not doing all that great for those two, but Wolves in 4th is a fantastic position. Wolves' schedule starting out iffy. You got a lot of draws, you got a loss and a couple wins. So, I mean, half and half maybe. But a loss to Chelsea in September, a fantastic October and November. You're continuing on and everything until the EFL Cup 4th round 1-2 loss against Manchester United. You have a friendly against Barcelona and you won. Wow. But West Ham you lose, FA Cup you lose 5th round 1-2 against Newcastle. And then from that, I mean, almost that point on, from start of April all the way through the end of the season is absolutely woeful. Newcastle starting out a bit better, but you've still got a lot shakier down the road. I mean, you're continuing on in the Cups until the EFL Cup 3rd round 1-2 loss against Fulham right before the World Cup. Then after you continue on, FA Cup, a 6-1 thrashing of Luton Town. But you get to the quarters, you get to the semis, and lose out on penalties 2-2 against Brighton. I mean, you do have an okay end of the season. A lot of greens there. That one City loss is kind of hurtful, but I mean, overall, not too bad. And then lonely Tottenham, not having a great run. I mean, you got some runs here of points in here, but overall, not fantastic. Champions League, you do look like you are going on. EFL Cup 3rd round, 1-1 penalty loss against Arsenal kind of hurts. Well, I mean, against Arsenal, it really hurts. But FA Cup 3rd round replay, you continue on against West Ham. FA Cup, I mean, everything you're continuing. You're back in... my apologies, you're in the Europa knockout stages. Dynamo Zagreb, you're through. Premier League loss against Manchester United. Quarterfinals against Aston Villa, 0-1. That kind of hurts. But Europa League, all the way to the final against Ajax, 1-2 in extras. Doing fairly well in the table, unfortunately still not doing a whole lot of business. Riscardo Escaio from Sporting, funny enough, for 4.1. Tormena for 11.5 from Braga. And Hwang Hee-chan to Brighton for 15.25. Newcastle picking up Edwards we've seen. Thiago Almada from Atlanta, 22 million. I think we've seen that once or twice. Fofana from RC Lens and Kennedy from Rangers. And giving away pretty much no one as we've seen them all before. Tottenham apparently doing all their business beforehand. Tony Weston and Gianluca Mancini from Roma for 19 million. And then getting out of the door, Tanganga to Strasbourg. Wolves squad, you can see a lot of greens, just over sevens for the most part. You do have 727 for Sarabi and 723 for Jimenez. Newcastle has a couple in there overall. 744 for Isaac, that was wonderful. Tottenham has a ton in there. 735 for Mancini, great to see. But 722 for Harry Kane. Richarlison at 667 though. Ouch. Is it Richarlison or Richarlison? Either way, he did not do very well at all. And with Wolves, the data hub, this is why I keep saying if you're good in attack but not the greatest in the back, you're still going to be okay generally, depending on your players. But extremely shaky in defense, very good in attack. We really need to improve at the back, but should walk over most teams in attack. And that's what happens generally. If you've got a fantastic attacking side, but your back four are not the greatest, I mean, still, these numbers are very good. They're well above Premier League average, which is great to see. And for fourth place, there you go. But defensive-wise, not all the greatest, but the attacking is what really gets you into the point system. It really gets you higher up in the table. Pretty much exactly the same for Newcastle. Shaky defensively, very good in attack, very good attacking numbers right there. But they can walk over most teams in attack, as you can see. And then Tottenham, shaky defensively, very good in attack. Again, I mean, still middle-of-the-road numbers for our three teams. We need to improve at the back, but should walk over most teams in attack. Yeah, I mean, right now, this is kind of where I have issues when I play this game, is because the first thing I want to do is get my back four in line and do a great job with, my defensive side, and then I work on the attack. But in this game, FM23, attacking is really what gets you there. Premier League stat overview, as you can see, most goals, Tottenham with 77, Newcastle 71, Wolves with 69, all in the same area. Manchester City and Liverpool just not doing it as they usually do. But again, it all depends on how the other teams do versus how you're going to end up. Man City has a bad season. Great for you. But fewer shots against Tottenham with 429. Most possession, Tottenham. Dribbles made, Tottenham and Wolves. Fewest conceded, Tottenham. I mean, they've got some defensive efforts in there. Most tackles won, Newcastle. Tottenham with best pass completion. Most shots for all three teams. Most points per game as you'd expect. But, I mean, again, the attacking side, getting tops in the league with goals. Newcastle and Wolves not too far behind. Most goals, Isaac with 28. There you go. Kane with 24. Cunha with 21. Haaland with 28 as well. But still, Isaac up there is a great job. Sarabia with most assists, 16. DePoro's 10. Trippier with 9, as St. Maximin does as well. Player of the match awards, Isaac and Sarabia. So now we're just kind of getting into the weeds of things. Semedo with most dribbles made, as well as Porto. Fewest conceded, Hugo Lloris as usual. Most shutouts, Lloris and Sa. There you go. Most tackles won, Willock. So, I mean, there are some defensive numbers in there. Most key passes, Sarabia and Trippier. But again, back to the attacking side, it's Isaac and Cunha with most shots. So, and finishing up in all competitions, Cunha for Wolves, 26 goals, 727 highest average rating for Sarabia, not bad at all. Also with 18 assists and 7 Player of the Match awards. Newcastle's Isaac, 35 goals. I love seeing that. That's fantastic. Isaac with 744 highest average rating, 11 assists for St. Maximin, and Isaac again, 10 Player of the Match awards. Kane with 37 goals. There you go, Tottenham. Kane, though, 722 highest average rating. It doesn't seem like he gets a lot of high average or high ratings, unfortunately. So maybe he'll have a great game and then an awful game right after. But Kulusevski and Porto with 14 assists apiece, and Kane with 10 Player of the Match awards. Overall, I mean, definitely take a look. It's not a bad tactic whatsoever. I mean, obviously, again, this is just a sim. Any tactic that I find awful just means it's awful for the sim. It does not mean it's awful if you actually take control of it. You could probably do a lot better, as you probably can here. But that is it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.